In Jamundi, we're going to conduct an interview with Mr. Omar. And the interview is going to be hosted by Professor Ruben Meyer.
Pretty good, that's good. You weren't mentioning you were holding back on this Uyghur. All right. Well, Omar, tell us where did you learn English?
Well,
this is a testimony.
Yeah, I learned English at Meyer.
Oh, good.
At Meyer.
When was that?
Oh, it was like 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. And tell us how you came about that. How did you learn English? Tell us.
Well, I learned to speak English because as a teacher, we have daily training, and my director in the branch I was.
What was the name of your director at the branch?
She was Beatriz Heredia.
Great teacher, right?
Yeah, excellent.
So you learned to speak English fluently with Beatriz there in Plaza Las Americas?
At the beginning I didn't speak, I just understand and try to speak in Spanish. But she didn't accept me to talk to her in Spanish. So she told me, no, if you cannot do it in English, go find out how to present this report, and tomorrow present it to me. So I began to research about the vocabulary, the specific vocabulary to use on my reports. And I began to speak. Well, at the beginning was difficult because we tried to speak in Spanish and to think in Spanish. But then you learn how to organize the words, how to pronounce, and whatever is necessary for this.
So the system and the methodology that Mr. Harmon F. Meyer, PhD in linguistics, designed, is that system good? In these 70 years that we've actually been going for 70 years now. What do you think about that system that was designed by Mr. Harmon F. Meyer? The system and the methodology.
The audiovisual system and the methodology Meyer uses is, I think, appropriate for us.
It's what?
It's appropriate. It's good for us.
Oh, it's appropriate. Oh, all right.
Because it uses things that are familiar for us. We identify objects and we know the name in our mother language. But here at Meyer, we can recognize the same objects and associate with the name in English, the pronunciation, that sometimes is very similar on meaning and pronunciation and how do you write it. So
another one of the reasons why you learned was because at that time they used to have an English environment there in the centers, right? It was mandatory, right?
It was mandatory. And among us, and teachers, and secretaries, people at the reception, and also, of course, with students, we have to talk in English. We have to speak each other.
To each other, yeah. Well, anyhow, there comes the benefits of the real English environment, right? The English environment is very important in the centers. If you don't have an English environment in an English institute, you have nothing. That's very important. It's not just the fundamentals. You got to have a system, you got to have a methodology, but then if you don't propitiate or if you don't motivate or instigate, so to speak, the English environment, I mean, you have nothing, So the English environment really takes the fear out of you and gets you to talk and apply whatever you learn in the classroom. Thanks.